I am Kim Tracy with the Maxwell James Speaker Agency, here with Dr. T.C. North. And you guys, today's topic is really, really good. I don't know if I buy this or not, but he wants to talk about the gender difference no one seems to know about. And TC is saying that men are perceiving subconsciously that we women are either physically threatening or sexually advancing on men in ways that we are not aware of.
You got it, ma'am.
Take it away. Good luck.
And I've been talking about this for over 30 years now, and I have not run into anybody yet who has heard this. And it just always stuns me, the gender difference. And so, background. Background is I read a piece of research literally at the beginning of my career about 30 years ago. And I believe I've been looking for it the past couple of years. I haven't been able to find it again. So if anybody knows this research who's watching this video, please send me the link, because I really want to be able to say this is where I read it. But the research, I believe, was done at Denver University. And they brought, the setup was they brought in two same gender school-age children into a room, and they were going to, the experiment was they wanted to see what these kids would do just left in the room by themselves with nothing. But the setup was they pretended that they forgot to bring in the stuff that they were going to play with. So the experimenters brought these two same gender kids into a room, two boys, two girls, different times, and just two at a time. And then they left the room with the cameras on to see what would happen. And here's what happened, Kim. It was significantly different between what two girls and two boys did. So I'll see if you can guess this. If you leave two girls together in a room, what do you think they end up doing after a couple minutes? Two school-age girls.
They're either going to gossip or they're going to fight.
I'm going to be very careful what I say next. So what they did was these two girls, they would always end up touching right in front of each other, knees touching, fingers touching each other, playing with each other's hair and stuff, like totally face to face. What do you think the two boys ended up doing?
I'm hoping the opposite.
The two boys did interact, but they were never face to face. They were both sitting against the wall, shoulder to shoulder, with about 6 inches or so in between them, but talking. So completely different style of communication and interaction. Mm-hmm. The conclusion of this, and they went deep into sort of the DNA science behind this, is if you think of males' history, we are hunters, we're warriors deep in our DNA, and we're now finding through genetic research that DNA gets passed on through generations now. So if I was a hunter for many generations, I still have that in my DNA today, even though I'm not a hunter as a guy. So here's how women can, so the reason why boys are shoulder to shoulder is that's how we go to war, that's how we hunt. That's our DNA.
Okay. Women
are nurturers, lovers, communicators, taking care of the family, taking care of the community. So they're out there touching and being big-hearted people. So what happens when a woman treats a man like a woman and approaches a man like a woman? So if you come in, if you and I are together and you come into my space face to face, full body on, my DNA, my subconscious says, you're either about to attack me or it's a sexual come on. Not a great thing, especially in the business world for women. And so men and women with men are, if you want to have a good meeting, a good discussion with a guy, go out and walk with them. Go out and be in an open environment. That's helpful in itself. But also when you're walking, you're shoulder to shoulder. Mm-hmm. And I do have one of my favorite clients, his sort of right-hand guy says, I love my windshield time. And I'll call this guy Tom, with Tom. Because when they're driving, they have to take some pretty long trips together, but on the road, not by plane, on the road. And John always, Tom, what did I call him? Tom. George. George always drives, the right-hand guy always rides. And he said, it's great. That's when they have their in-depth conversations.
Yep.
Think of their body positions.
Yep.
They're not looking at each other,
Yep.
and they're shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
There is no threat there. And so men actually go deeper sometimes that way. And women get crazy because that's the opposite of how a woman goes deep. And so, whether we're talking about a marriage relationship or anything, it's really important to keep that body position in mind of how you want to communicate, how you want to interact.
So I have a question for you. We are doing this video by Zoom. So you guys, the viewer, you're now actually seeing me, but as we're recording, TC and I can see each other. So in this scenario, you are not threatened by me because I'm not coming into your personal space.
No, and funny that you mentioned, I wouldn't have thought about it, but I actually have you going off my left shoulder.
Oh.
So I don't have you eyeball to eyeball, face to face. I actually have you going off here. And as a coach, and I used to be a therapist many years ago, I learned with all of my clients, male, female, doesn't matter, I always am face to face with them, but my body is never directly on. It's always turned just a little bit. So that, especially if somebody's angry or upset, I don't want to take on that energy. I want them to be able to express their energy, but I don't want it hitting directly on my body. So I turn my body just slightly, face to face, eyeball to eyeball, but not body to body.
So what I'm hearing to do active listening is that as a woman in a business sense or in a business environment, we need to be very cognitive of not only our body position, but also what's going on, just DNA wise with a man. Yeah,
absolutely. So with salespeople, always the best way to sit is catty corner. Shoulder to shoulder is a little bit strange unless you're working on a document together, then it can work. Then you're literally on the same side of the table, quote unquote. But if you're going out to lunch, you're sitting in an office, just sit catty corner. And then you're not threatening, and you can be close. Don't let a knee touch. Don't let a leg touch, because that changes everything. But there are.
Wait a minute. The first time we met. No, I'm just kidding.
I enjoyed you rubbing my knee. No, just all kidding. All kidding.
We're just kidding.
We shouldn't go off script, Kim.
But hey, you guys, he also was injured, so he had to have his right leg propped up on a chair. So there you go.
That's true. I was showing some leg, wasn't I?
You were, and the cowboy boots too. So this is actually really important when you're in sales, but also when you're in, let's say, a 3 or 4 person meeting. How do you position yourself not only at the table, but what is your body language saying?
Yeah, and the most famous of all examples is the Knights at the Round Table.
Yes.
And the Knights at the Round Table were all shoulder to shoulder, catty corner. Nobody had dominance. Nobody had anything. It was all equal. And that was the first time somebody figured out the use of this concept was the Knights of the Round Table.
Excellent.
Yeah. Any
other tips for the viewers today?
I think that's enough. I think it's be really aware that body language has many pieces. And now today we're talking about a male-female difference in how to interact the body languages so that people can trust and be comfortable, and especially in a male or male-female situation.
Perfect. If you would like to bring Dr. TC North in for one of his amazing keynotes or workshops, contact me through maxwelljames.net. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim.